Well, guys, it's about 6:30 in the morning here. I'm going to take some time to take a break from work, and I'm going to answer some commonly asked questions that I get from you guys. Let's get right into it. So what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Yes, I want to answer some of your questions that I've been getting a lot recently. I've had an influx of subscribers and new people to the channel. First off, welcome. Thank you so much. And yeah, I just want to take the time to answer some of the things that I'm seeing, like a repeated pattern. And I just want to knock them all out in one video for you guys. I will start off with some boring ones. How old am I and where am I from? So I'm currently 27 years old. And I'm from the Philadelphia area. I grew up in and around Philadelphia. I currently live about 10 minutes, give or take, depending on traffic, from Center City. But that, you know what I mean? Like, that's really relative, because if you guys live near a city, you guys know it could be rush hour and then it takes you an hour to get into the city. But as of right now, if I would, like I said, it's like 6:30 in the morning right now. It would take me 10-minute drive to get to Center City in Philadelphia. So that's where I grew up. All right, next question. Am I still in the Army, or was I ever in the Army? Yes, I was. Most people know this about me, but I have been seeing it a little bit. And people, that say thank you for doing that. Thank you for thanking me. That's really, really nice of you. But no longer in the Army. Got out about a year and a half ago. But yeah, thank you all to those of you who have said thank you to me. I mean, that means a lot, and it's it never gets old, and I'm extremely grateful for you guys saying thank you for what I used to do for a living. I really appreciate it. All right, next question. What do I do for a living? Well, up until very recently, I was a full-time student and a full-time YouTuber, if you will. But yeah, I was going to school for music and music theory for about a year. And then this coming fall semester, it's middle September. So the plan was to go in the fall semester at University of the Arts in Philadelphia and go into their music business program. But it's funny how things work, like I said, man, because in August, I had the absolute honor and privilege to go down to STL Tones in Nashville, met with the people that work with that company, with that plugin company. And long story short, I'm now their media coordinator, and this is my second week full-time right now. And even before I was working with them, I love their plugins, man. And you guys who have been on with my channel for quite some time, you guys know how much I loved all the STL Tones products. Now I have the opportunity to work for them. Extremely humbled, extremely honored, and all I want to do is just be the best I can be for that company. Man, I really dig it, and it makes me so happy, and I'm I'll say it one more time, extremely grateful and honored to have that position. All right, so now that we knocked out like my personal life, then let's get into like my personal interests. All right, so now the one question I get in this kind of category, if you will, is what's my favorite band? And man, that is like so difficult to figure out. Like, how do you pick one band, dude? It is so hard to just narrow it down. But if I had to pick, I'd probably go with Mushroomhead. No, guys, my favorite band of all time is Slipknot. Always has been, always will be. Ever since I first heard, I guess, Spit It Out. Yeah, first time I heard it was actually the same time I saw them, and on like a visual on TV. And man, to that day, and then like when I shortly found Spit It Out, I found People Equal Shit, and like right when that came out, and yeah, ever since then, man, it's just they've been my favorite band. Always have been, always will. And then this new album, We Are Not Your Kind, has really gotten me. Not to say that I wasn't into the band as much, but like I haven't been this excited for a Slipknot record in I don't know, 15 years, something like that. I mean, All Hope Is Gone was probably my least favorite. It's solid, but my favorite songs on that album, nobody really cares about. I mean, Sulfur is kind of a popular one. That's probably my favorite song on that album. And then Snuff is good, but Snuff's kind of like, it's not really a Slipknot song, although it is at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's a ballad. Great song, but it's just not a Slipknot song, in my opinion. Or like a heavy Slipknot song. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, Psychosocial, I don't like. Dead Memories, don't really like. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Yeah, We Are Not Your Kind just has that like ferocity and that awesome, just that thing, man, that weird, creepy, eerie Slipknotness, all at the same time having the killer heavy songs. And yeah, just the whole tour cycle so far You know, they're on break now, but it was just awesome just to see them live, and then having the opportunity to meet my favorite member and probably favorite guitar player of all time now, Jim Root. I mean, it was Eddie Van Halen, but I mean, you know, just given that opportunity, Jim Root, thanks, man. That was so cool. So yeah, Slipknot, my favorite band of all time. All right, so now one question I always get to this day. A lot of older subscribers have heard me talk about this, but I still get it. As am I high in all of my videos? And long story short, no, I've never smoked anything in my life. I've never done any drugs in my life. No, I'm not, man. It's just, I don't know. I guess maybe it's just how I look, how I talk. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure how that comes across, but hey, I don't know. Yeah, but if you do like to partake and you do like to use, you know, substances recreationally or anything like that, that's totally fine. I support you making your own decisions. I personally don't agree with it, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that I do that you won't agree with. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me what anybody does, as long as we can get on the same wavelength and have a great conversation and be friends, and or just be cordial and be good, you know, human beings to one another. That's all that matters to me, and I don't care what anybody does to you know, stimulate or, you know, do anything to alter their mindset or anything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I've never done drugs in my life, and yeah, I just don't agree with it. I like to be clear-headed, and I'm not high in any of my videos, so I still get that question, and it cracks me up. But yeah, no, I'm the most anti-drug person. Like, I just never use them. So I hope that answers that question. All right, next question. I haven't been getting this question until very recently, which is surprising, and that's like, what's my favorite rig currently? Like, what's my go-to guitar, amp, pedal, and or cab? And that's actually surprisingly very, very easy. Right now, I'd probably have to go with the white Strat by Jim Root, the white USA Strat, right in front of my EVH 50 watt EL34 head. No overdrive, no grind, no 33, no precision drive, nothing, no boost in front of it, and then right into my Universal Audio aux amp top box. That is just like the perfect sound for me. I love the amp. Out of that whole rig, the amp is the main thing. I could put anything through that EVH, that 50 watt head, and man, it really is like my favorite sound that I've come across with tubes. You know, I don't necessarily mind overdrives and things like that, but it's like, you know, when you can just go right into the front of an amp and it automatically sounds like so killer without putting, you know, a 9-volt or a power supply on the ground or a pedal board, and then you got to plug, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I like things as streamlined as possible. And yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have the amp top box as well, to where now I don't need to run a cab or have a cab mic'd up. So that is my favorite rig. Jim Root Strat, EVH amp, Universal Audio aux amp top box, and the IR loaded into that is a 4x12 with, I think, greenbacks or something like that. I don't know. All right, next question I always get all the time, and I've been getting this since day one, but I'll go ahead and tackle it again, and that is thoughts on insert band name here. And what I mean is, like, there'll be somebody that come to my channel, see a video, and be like, oh, what are your thoughts on Behemoth or Gojira or Periphery or Lamb of God or Deftones or Mayhem or Coheed or Cannibal Corpse, Slayer, Metallica, etc. So I'll just go ahead and knock out some of my favorite bands and influences, etc., things like that. Slipknot, hands down, number one. Lamb of God, Deftones, Sugar, Van Halen, Zeppelin. I mean, Limp Bizkit. I love Limp Bizkit. Guilty pleasure, I know. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it off the top of my head. I don't listen to as very many bands nowadays as I used to. I used to have a very wide, eclectic, you know, metal range. But then at the end of the day, man, like, those bands all stopped sounding heavy, and those bands all kind of fizzled out and went away. Like, the whole metalcore scene as a whole, I was a big time metalcore fan. Like, right at its peak, you know, give or take like 2009 through like 12, something like that, or even a little bit earlier. But then all those bands have since not done metalcore, with the exception of ABR, Alex Burns Red. Forgot to mention them. Big fan of them. Pennsylvania Boys, hell yeah. But Parkway Drive, I used to love Parkway Drive, but now, dude, could not be any more, not against, but not into what they're doing nowadays. Really, really disappointing with their latest album, Bring Me the Horizon. I think we can move on. Let's try to think of another one. Ghost Inside. I love the Ghost Inside, but unfortunately they had that accident, and then they haven't put out an album in what, 4.5, maybe 5 years, and that's not their fault. I mean, things happen. I'm just glad everybody made it out alive. Terrible accident. But yeah, I love the Ghost Inside. They're coming around a little bit. That's kind of cool. So maybe they'll come out with some new stuff, and if not, that's fine too. But yeah, I like the Ghost Inside. Volumes, don't like Volumes anymore. Used to like Volumes with Michael Barr. Now I don't. After the Burial, I've liked them kind of casually, but ever since Justin passed away, it's like, I don't know. Then they kind of just like started going through a little bit of lineup changes, and I don't know. They're always solid, but just like, I don't know. It's the best way I could describe it. So, I mean, that kind of just explains all of my interests. It's just like, there's a million bands out there. I forgot to mention one. Ginger. I love Ginger. How could I forget about Ginger? Ginger is so sick. Killer rhythm section and a killer female front woman. I mean, man, Ginger. I love Ginger. But apart from that, I think that answers what, thoughts on all the big bands. I mean, there's a million bands out there. But those are my main influences and my main favorites, if you will. All right, last question is, what do I see, or what do I want to get out of this channel? And basically what's the dream of this channel? And honestly, guys, I'm living it right now. I'm literally doing what I want to do with this channel. And that is, the main crux and the main focus for my channel is I love just interacting with people all across the world and talk about the things that I'm passionate about. And that is guitar, heavy music, and rock and roll, and gear. And my dream and my vision for this channel is literally to do what I'm doing now, and just at a grander scale. And by grander, maybe having the budget to take flights to meet people. Most important job. But what I want to do with this channel is literally, like I said, do what I'm doing now, just at a bigger scale, man. Like on a weekend, to take a flight to California to do a collab or do an interview with somebody. Whether that's, me performing or me interviewing or me trying out a piece of gear. You know what I mean? Like, that's the goal. Long story short, I would just love to just do what I'm doing, and I would love to just have a means to have a bigger budget and a bigger reach out to influencers, and to do what I'm doing, but just collabs and just meeting people all over the world. That's really what I want to do, guys. I think NAMM 2020, I will be there for the first time, and I'm really excited about that. So that's a check. So that's like a what's that called? Checking it, like a bucket list thing. A bucket list. So that's like a bucket list thing. You know what I mean? For YouTube, is go to NAMM. I'm on the complete opposite end of the country, so it's a little bit difficult for me. But then again, there's people coming from Australia going to Southern California, or going from Germany. So it's all, relative, put it in perspective. But yeah, I think I'll be going to NAMM, so that'll be really cool, meeting people there, and just continue to do what I'm doing, man. I love this channel. I love what I'm doing. I'm extremely passionate about it. More passionate about it now than I ever was, and I see no reason why I'm gonna alter what I'm doing, man. Let's just continue to do collabs, gear reviews, interviews, demos, covers with other people, all that stuff. I'm going to continue to do the same stuff that I'm doing now. And if you guys want to stick around for my journey and our journey, I've said it since day one, this is our channel, not my channel, because if you guys don't show up, this channel's nothing. So you guys have just as much as input in what you guys want to see as I do, and I do my very best to provide it for you guys. I'm going to wrap up this video now, guys. I've been talking for quite some time. I just wanted to let you guys know who I am a little bit more as a person. Like I said, I've had a bit of an influx in subscribers, and all you OG people out there who've been with me for quite some time, and I do not take it for granted, and I love seeing you guys show up to all my videos again and again. It means the world to me. Shout out to all my patrons as well. You guys always kill it, and thank you guys so much for supporting me. And again, if you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Stay metal, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.